No, I know December's this way, and yeah, the Monday after a holiday, but it is what it is, and we're gonna move forward because I'm so grateful you guys are here. Um, First of all, there's some things going on that I want to make sure you're aware of. Again, the mind body system, when you go to your website, you're going to see that it's on discount. And that is for January and February. Now, someone was on their website and they said that they put the Mind Body on subscription and it didn't show the discount. So we're going to try that real quick. Because that 20% off is awesome because the Mind Body Core, and I just want to remind you if you have any questions, we're going to get to those. So please think of any questions you have about enrolling, inviting, following up, promotions, whatever. If anything's on your heart, hold on to that tight and I'll get to that. But um the Mind Body Core alone, the refill is $99.99. And with this 20% off, I'm talking consultant pricing. It's probably going to be about the same for a customer too, but with this 20% off, it's like less than $20 more to add the enhance in. So I just wanted you to know that. But if I click on this, let's see what happens here. I want to make sure everybody is aware of this. I don't know how many people have people actively on MindBody, but we're just going to play around with this just to see. If I do subscribe and save, I was told, okay, there's our discount monthly subscription. So if you put MindBody on monthly subscription, it's going to show the discount for January, December, and January for you. And the same goes for the Healthy Edge stack with MindBody. And that is a stack, you guys, that honestly, I believe if we have somebody that has been on the P84, maybe they got started last month and they're having great success and they're ready to take it to that next level. That stack of P84 with MindBody might be a great investment for them. I'm just talking through this as ways for you to feel comfortable and use it as a promotion that could really help that person taking P84 and you know that their goals are maybe their goals are weight loss or their goals is their metabolic health, right? Their labs, their markers, things like that. By them investing in this with that 25% off, I mean, that's a big savings. And I don't know if it'll ever happen again, quite honestly, because they never put our core products on discount ever. So 25% off. Let's take a look at what this says. If we did subscribe and save, and we know we can always change that, right? They're going to get the free product and $36 is what comes off. That doesn't seem right, does it? I'm going to look at that real quick. 366.74. It should be 275. Maybe it's I'm going to take a photo of that and let them know. But that savings is, well, it's not $100, but gosh, 366. $91 they're getting off on this system. That's amazing. So you could have somebody essentially use the P84 another month, right? Use the P84 another month, and then they could go into the MB Enhance and see how that works for them. And I know when we talk about mind body, I know it's a slippery slope conversation for a lot of people. I know our belief is shaken a little bit there. But I believe a stack like this is a better, or even the mind body, if somebody's been working on their gut for a little bit, just that, and then they want to try mind body like a month after or 2 months after, let's say, you've got that better chance of, okay, they know what P84 is doing for them. And now if they add in MB and it doesn't work, they're not going to quit everything. They're just going to know that maybe MB isn't for them, or maybe they just love the core and they do one scoop of the enhance. I don't know. But I just want you to keep this stack in mind because that almost $100 off is a great savings for somebody that has big goals going into the new year because we all know people buy systems. They will buy programs, they will buy systems, they will invest heavily in a lot of stuff going into the new year. So, hey there. Didn't see all of you before I started. Hi, Taryn, Sheila, Tom, Jen, Jean, Kristen, and Jenny. Good to see you guys. Sheila, I'm sorry you're going to have to hear some of this again from the leadership call, but is what it is. Another thing I wanted to go over with you guys was, I talked about today or on the last call with the pose that I did, the new DMO. And I'll show everyone again. It's your daily method of operation. I simplified it and made it, it was something we brought up last week, 2 weeks ago on the leadership Zoom, something that could give people, when they looked at it, it felt doable to do it for their business. And the DMO we had before, I'm going to show you, okay? Let's get real about this. I'm going to show you what it looked like. Because all I want for you is to enjoy your business and I want you to have success. And I want you to find people that will be lasting for you because there's nothing better than that person that comes in and wants to go out of the gate and they just become a lifelong friend and they've got the same motivation, the same drive. They love the products. They love everything that you love. It's just so fun when that happens. But if you look at this DMO we had before, I mean, if you just look at that, does that, to me, it just seemed like a lot. It's a lot of stuff. It wants you to post on your wall daily, post stories. Does that stress you out when you see that? I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. Let's be real, okay? But we broke it down and wanted to make it something that was very simple. And I based it off of this training from Bob Heilig that frankly I did over a year ago. He did this thing called the Core Four. And I told you guys last week, I tried to introduce this to the team at one point, but it didn't stick very well because it was too new. But we're going to keep it the daily method of operation, the DMO, but we've just simplified your daily action plan to something that is going to put you in action in a way where it's not being pushy, you're not putting pressure on people, you're not even going after the sale. You're going after the connection and the relationship. And I want you to hear from this woman, and I can share this with you because this workshop was free. Okay. This workshop was free, and he's talking to a woman here that started doing the daily method of operation in her business, which he calls a core four, doing more reach outs, more connections. And sometimes, honestly, you guys, connecting and reaching out to people again starts in your back office. It starts with people you talked to long ago. We've talked about that too, but I want you to hear her story because I think a lot of you will resonate with how she felt, but how she feels now and how much more fun her business is.
Why don't you start off by sharing what was leadership like for you before you started this process and this work that we introduced you to around taking off the mask and making the shift? What was leadership like for you?
Oh man, for me it was very confusing because I felt like I had to do all the things, everything, be everything for everybody. Um, Almost like I didn't trust myself to be a good leader. So it felt really I honestly felt like I was going to fail. Like no matter what I did, I was going to be a bad leader. And that meant that I, as a person, was a failure because I couldn't guide someone else to do what I found to be so helpful in my life.
And you've been in your business for how long?
I've been in this business for 4 years, and in this particular one, a year.
Got it.
Actively building for a year.
And so that must have, I mean, that had to be difficult for you, right? Like you're in a company that you love, you believe in the product, you believe in what you're offering, but you're just struggling really connecting with people and being able to see that success. I mean, talk a little bit about kind of, even like just a couple of months ago, where you kind of were with everything.
Yeah, I felt like, honestly, I didn't like my business for a while. There was a point in time where it wasn't fun. I felt like what am I doing here? And there was a level of guilt because I led other people to do what brought me so much joy initially. And then I felt like, oh my God, I'm going to let them down because now I'm not here as a good leader. And I felt such guilt. Like almost like I tricked them. I didn't really trick them, but you know what I mean? I felt very responsible for their success or their failure. And that just all internalized and made me lose joy in my business.
Wow. I mean, that's very honest, almost on some level feeling like I tricked them into doing something that I'm not able to support them with.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how many of you here in the room right now can relate to that part? Drop a yes in the chat if you connect with what Amanda just said. I mean, I appreciate that because that's on some level how I felt, Amanda. And I think we get to the point where we self-sabotage ourselves because we're more afraid that somebody will say yes.
Yeah.
And I think it sounds like that's kind of where you were.
Yeah, absolutely. I was reaching out to people because I felt like this is what a leader is supposed to do. And then part of me was like, oh God, I hope they just say no really fast so I don't have to, I don't know, worry about it. But that didn't feel good. That didn't feel good.
Yeah, wow. So we introduced you to, I mean, you first really got introduced to the mask concept, what, a few months ago now that it's been? Got it. And so what changed when you finally saw your mask and you started to take it off? What changed for you?
Okay, there's true freedom in being able to look at yourself in the mirror and see where your flaws are. So that really helped me, is recognizing, okay, this is where I need to improve. So my primary mask is a teacher. I come by it honestly. I'm a teacher in my former career, and then also performer. And so what changed was I was more aware of when I was putting on my teacher mask, when I would just automatically switch into that teacher mode of too many words. And then that gave me the ability to pause, step back, and face the music, recognize
Yeah.
on this hat. Let's readjust and lead better with my heart, with what I really, really want to do for my people.
Yeah. I know you didn't mean this when you said it, but I just want to call it out because I think it's a good teaching moment. You said look in the mirror and see your flaws,
Yeah.
but you weren't seeing your flaws.
Mhm.
You were seeing the mask's flaws. Because seeing your flaws implies that there's a right and a wrong way to be in order to do this business, and there isn't.
Mhm.
There's only doing it as you, as how God created you. And so there are no flaws. It's just authentically who you are. And so what you were seeing were the shortcomings of the mask and the ways that it has held you back. And I think it's a big difference, but it's a powerful realization. And so you took it off,
Yeah.
and this is a sponsoring workshop, and you've got a pretty cool story when it comes to that. And you can feel free to share all the different things that have kind of transpired. But what happened once you were able to take off the mask and shift more into a concept that we're about to introduce them to, which is rhythm? Talk a little bit about first what happened with sponsoring and anything else that you might want to share that has come from that shift.
Okay, so first of all, what happened is for the first time in my entire business, I felt free. I felt permission to just be who I am. Like you said, who God created me. I didn't have to be a perfect duplicate of the other women on my team, my upline. I was able to just show up as me. And then once I had that almost permission, everything changed because my mask was off. I wasn't trying to teach or, encourage or impress anybody. It was, I am who I am, and I want to make sure you're okay. And can I help you? I really think this amazing thing might be something that could help you, Um, and so what I love, and I'm going to share my story about my team is literally the day that I learned the steps from your program, I implemented them. I made my list of people, and I messaged them as you encouraged us, and people were responding back, and that was like, oh my god, wait, this is exciting, but what, they're responding, but it didn't feel smarmy, it didn't feel scammy, it just felt like friend to friend. I see that your kid went to summer school, amazing, how I hope he's enjoying himself, da 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 da. And then I found out if there was a place where I could help them. And I'll tell you this, even to this day, I'm still like, I can't believe I did it. But in the matter of 3 weeks, we learned it the first week. The next 3 weeks, I had conversations. I signed on 3 new team members in 1 month.
Okay, I want to tell you guys, like the whole reason I'm sharing this with you and what I just want you to understand is I just said this, but it is so easy for us to get caught up in the hustle and the sales pitch in this industry because of incentives and because of things we want to go after or whatever it is. And incentives are good, right? Many people are motivated and driven by those. But in the world that we're in today with social media and people not getting out and talking to each other as much as they used to, it's so easy to fall into the habit of you put up a post and you just want the post to work for you and do something for you. And that's just not how it works. More than ever before, we have to be so intentional with the work that we put into our business. And that intentionality comes from you using a tool like the DMO, where you're literally taking the time to reach out to people and connect to people that you see showing up in your feed or you're showing up in your stories. Like Taryn has a great story of a guy that she knew from her past that she kept seeing his name in her stories. And rather than just continuing to see him show up, she reached out to him. She did the connection. Hey, I've been seeing you in the stories. And he became a consultant, you guys. It's almost as if he was just waiting like a dog for her to reach out and ask him to if he was open. Literally, like it, that's what it seemed like, right, Taryn? Like he was just waiting for you to do the ask. But you're never going to know who to reach out to if you're not paying attention to those things. Who's liking your post? Who's loving your post? No matter what forum it's on, pick one though. Pick one where you can be really intentional and really forward with who you're talking to and take a look at who's watching your stories on a daily basis. Are they someone that you would want to reach out to? Like there's plenty of people that watch my stories and if I wanted to reach out to them, maybe I could, but maybe I don't want to work with them either. It's not just anybody, right? It's people that you want to have in your business that you'll enjoy working with that will stick. But you have to make the first move now more than ever. Again, it's trust. Your goal is about building trust. You showing them that you believe in what you're doing, you believe in what you have your hands on, and then them trusting you enough, the timing to be right for them to take that next step, whether it's customer or consultant. But again, do not push people to be a consultant or a business builder just to get that discount. Because as I said, if they become that consultant and their goal was only to get that discount and now they're getting consultant information, it's a good chance we're going to lose them altogether. They're not going to use the products and they're not going to want to be a part of LifeVantage because they're getting information they didn't ask for. All they wanted was a product at a discount. But now all of a sudden they're getting extra information that they didn't want. Okay? So remember that. But I also wanted to tell you too, and then we'll get to your questions or anything that you have. We started the 12 days of giveaways in Live Life Activated. Today was the first day. The giveaway is the Rise AM and the Reset PM. So I'll choose a winner tonight and post that in the morning. Tomorrow will be all flavors of Axio except apple. They'll get all a flavor, a sample of each, all caffeinated, all decaf, and then also an Axio water bottle. Same thing in that group. Just make sure that you don't assume that your people are seeing it, but tag your people, reach out to them personally and just say, hey, I know I put you in Live Life Activated. I wanted to make sure you knew that the 12 days of giveaways was happening. This is a great way for you to get some free product and or just to get something free during the holidays, whether they use it for themselves or they give it away to somebody else. So I want to make sure you knew that. Also, with the new promotion, so MB's on sale. The Healthy Edge with MB is on sale, 25% off. There's a new incentive that started today. It goes through the end of the month, and this is about enrollments for you. Okay. Again, I really believe with all my heart, if you are intentional in reaching out, building connections, and talking to people, just reconnecting, not a sales pitch, this can happen for you getting this enrollment. So it's if you personally enroll 200 in sales volume. It doesn't have to be one person. It could be two people. It could be three people. It could be four people. As long as it adds up to 200 SV and the people that you enroll set up a subscription, then you are qualified to be a part of this Activate 90. And there's a lot of stuff that goes in this Activate 90. We'll talk about that at another time. But being a part of it gets you like special training, gets you a part of like this special group like Vantage is doing. And in January, they're adding to our app where they're literally going to have things that people can track their progress and what they're doing. I'm going to see if I can find it for you. I don't know if you guys were on the beginning of the month call. Um, I think this is the one. Don't judge my desktop. Um, nope, that's not it. Well, it's a 90. Here it is. It's introducing Activate 90. It's no resolution revolution beginning of January. It's a 90-day app-based lifestyle activation experience. It'll be driving engagement, product adherence, education, and belief. There's a tracker in there for them to track daily habits, including taking products, supporting activation products. Consultants and customers are eligible to be a part of this and have access to this app to track their progress. It'll be called the Activate 90 Challenge is the app. I thought it'd be a part of our current one, but it might be different. And then there's a consultant bonus where you can get a special certification by tuning into specialized trainings that they're going to have as well. But if you get 600 in new sales volume, you will get early access to this new product. So it's Phyto Power X, but they are transforming this into a line we already have and making it a part of that line. Can anybody guess what it is? I can't tell you, but I'm sure you could guess what it is. And I saw some of the comments that were on the opening of the month call. People will say like it changed their relationship with food. It gives you all day energy clarity. I hear it's amazing for married couples. There are men saying that it helps with their libido. I can't explain that. I don't know. We will see. Um, it's a love letter to the energy world. There were so many people in that opening of the month call that said how much they love it. One guy said 12 to 16 hours with a high libido push. Do we want our men to take it? Don't know. Sorry, Tom. I don't know. I don't know if I do or not. Anyway, I don't know. But you'll get early access to that with 600. I just really, really want you guys to enjoy this month of December. I know that it can be so easy, again, to write it off and think that people are busy, but please don't create a story for somebody else. If you can just go into this month, people are always online. They're always online, especially this time of the year. They want to see what people are doing. They're looking for recipes. They're just online in general. But if you can be that person that's just reaching out and starting a conversation and relationship again in a way that isn't like a salesy push, but it's getting their eyeballs on you and interacting with you again, this little guy right here on a daily basis could really change the rhythm of your business, could really change it. And if you want some better coaching on it, let me know and I can do that for you. And I'll go through this one more time. Look where I paused it. So funny. Um, this is something that I started doing again today that I hadn't looked at quite honestly in a very long time. But when I started using it again today, I was like, oh my gosh, this is such an amazing tool. Let me find where it is. But I don't know where to find this on your phone. Okay. I'll keep looking, but on your laptop, if you go to Friends, it's going to give you the ability to create different groups. Okay. Groups that you can check in on when you want to. So under Friends at the bottom, it says custom lists. So it's not groups, it's lists. So you can go here. I don't know what the restricted ones are. Like I had one that was for Dot Sisters, a networking group I was in. I have one for our team, people that I can go and check on. And then I have a prospecting one. And literally, and you can name it whatever you want. I know prospecting isn't the best name, but I literally can look at this and I can go click on their name and then I can see their posts. Sheila, you remember her? We need to get her back. Um, I've been messaging her now and again to see if she'd come back. So FYI. But I'll literally go there and I can look and I can be intentional on making sure that I comment, like, or love on their post to keep like that relationship going. Or I could see, okay, Nikki posted about, I could find something Nikki posted about and I could start a conversation with her based on that. Oh my gosh, you've got a senior. How's it been going? That was like such a bittersweet season for me. And that's how I could start a new connection with Nikki again. Right? And I get to go intentionally to her post from that list that I created. And I can do that with certain people throughout the day. It's such a good tool. And again, like I said, it's one that honestly I had forgotten about. And today I was going through my Facebook Messenger chat and I was looking at people I've had conversations with and I've been talking to, and I was like, oh, I'm going to add them back to the list. Oh, I'm going to add them back to the list, knowing that I'm going to be doing the DMO and writing their names in. And I enjoyed it so much, like being back in it with intentionality of exactly who I wanted to talk to and who I wanted to be working with. Does that make sense? It's such a good tool, you guys. Take the time to create that. I don't think you'll be sorry. People that you know you want to stay in touch with. Does anybody have questions? Yeah, I love it too. Or anything. How long does that special on the P84 My Body Protanum last? It'll go January and December. So 2 months. Anything else anybody needs right now? Or any questions you have? I have one more ask and then we'll close it out for tonight. Will you, as I said, when it comes to, I talked about if you guys have questions, save them and we'll go through them. And I know not a lot of people have had questions within the group, but as we go into this new year, I just have a vision for this team Zoom growing. Like you guys bringing in team members, me bringing in new team members, and they want to be a part of this community and they show up Monday nights to be a part of it with us. Like this is where they're going to get their information, they're going to feel connected, they're going to feel inspired, and they're going to want to go and put the work into their business. And that being said, I don't want this to always be a Zoom where I'm just talking at you. I want it to be something that we all do together, something that if I, walked away from it, you guys would know the rhythm of the Zoom. So if you have suggestions of things that you would like to see on this Zoom or things that you would like me to bring to the table that, we could all be a part of in some way or whatever, I would love, love, love your suggestions. Please bring those to me because I really want this to be a place of value, not just a place where you sit back and listen and it's, you know what I mean? Because it can be hard to put together what to bring every single Monday. But if we have like a flow, whether it's training on a product, stories, whatever. If we have a flow every week, a rhythm that we can stick to, I just think that'd be so valuable, especially for the new people I know that we're going to be bringing in the new year. I just want this to grow for all of us. Because it's been a long time, right? Since we've all brought in new people and they want to show up to this Monday night call. And I want that to be a place where they want to come. So keep that in mind. I would love the suggestions. I'm so open to it. I also hope you all had an amazing Thanksgiving. And real quick, I wanted to say congratulations. Taryn killed it in November. Killed it. And you guys, she didn't build momentum in November. She built the momentum in September and October. And that's what made all this popcorn pop in November for her. But I wanted to congratulate Gloria, Dean and Lori, Teresa, Taryn, Sherry, Mary Sawada, and Christy Spaniel. They all hit Performance Club. That Performance Club training is tomorrow night. I'll make sure you all get that information. So congratulations to you. And then Sue and Dean had a new consultant, Rana Lee Faulkner, hit consultant 2. That's exciting. Taryn had a new person, Boyd Layton. He hit consultant 2. And Kristen Storm had someone on her team, Marilyn Yeshik. She hit consultant 2. So that was fun. Rank advancements are amazing. So they all hit consultant 2. So congratulations for you. And Liddell says, can I ask for prayers for my dad? He had 2 strokes on Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh. Absolutely, Liddell. I'm so sorry. That's heartbreaking. Okay. All right. On that note, let's end in prayer, you guys. Okay. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this past week of Thanksgiving where we could all just be together. And Lord, I just want to instantly lift Liddell's dad up to you. We just pray for him to have complete healing and for his body just to respond to whatever treatment it is that he's getting. And that, Lord, he could just get through this with flying colors and not feel any after effects or side effects from the strokes that he endured. Lord, I also just want to pray for just other team members I know right now that are going through health struggles. We lift them up to you, Lord. We ask for answers. We ask for healing. And we just ask that you put them in the proper hands to get exactly what they need to get through this fully. Please lead us in December to be just really intentional with our actions that we take, to be that person that isn't looking for any results and no expectations, but literally just wants to connect and engage and be relational. Help us to be relational more than ever in this month of December, knowing that as we do so, you're going to show us exactly who we need to take the next step with and maybe open the doors to what we have. So we give thanks to you for our amazing products, our bodies that we know have amazing abilities to heal themselves, and we just thank you for everything. In your name we pray, amen. All right. Thanks for showing up, everybody. So proud of you. Great November. I hope everybody stocked up on the sale and have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.